Hello, and welcome to the next level. We have a very special episode for you tonight. Unfortunately, our Gildy, Carolyn, was unable to join us tonight, so we have a special guest who will be popping in at some point. But first, some things to get out of the way at the top of the episode. So, first things first, announcements. I do not have any announcements. Does anybody else?
Happy 42nd anniversary to those who love the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
There you go. Shout out to that.
And
Okay.
this week's KWLT from Rob's Vault presentation are one acts from 2003.
Nice.
And 7 months from today is Christmas.
Oh god.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just recognized that like less than a month from now is the longest day of the year. It's just gonna get.
Yeah. It's
And-
fast approaching.
I will say that this is the first one of Rob's from the Vaults that I'm in, and I apologize in advance for those who have not seen me in a red wig.
All right.
And a dress.
That's spoilers.
Spoilers!
Okay. So next thing is our offer for tonight. We're going to be in various different interesting parts of the city. There's going to be all sorts of stuff going on. So I'm wondering what potentially small, but maybe not random item the characters might come across. It could be a sort of a lower level magical item. It could be a mundane magical item. If you just have a fun name for something you want to come up with, we can sort of figure out what it does later. Yeah, give us something to play with, and we'll see what we can do. All right. Next is Jacob's start of session roll, which is an intelligence check.
Yes. I think that was last week's.
Yep. All right. And checking my notes here. Okay, so from last week, our characters have had a little time off their adventuring. We're generally relaxing around the city, doing a little bit of shopping, doing a little bit of relocating and sort of settling in Silver Lake. But we also discovered that Gildy's child and Talon's friend Morgan had been missing. They were associated with a rather significant theft from the Cerebrin Syndicate. At the same time, Leon's bag of holding went missing and was later returned by a halfling named Morgan. So things sort of connected together there. Also at the same time, this was going on, Jacob's character had set up some of his shop around town. He made sure he was connecting with his sister, and then had gone off for a nice, relaxing evening of some gambling, some dice at the Eclipse Card. But as fortune had it, he met a very nice man there who was interested in his role as an artificer and wanted to talk to him more about this, maybe acquire some of his items. So as you always do with a random stranger at a casino, he went home with him. And that's where he realized it was actually a bit of a setup. The stranger turned on him with a gun, pistol at his back, and realized that these were a bunch of Mornish Empire men, and explained that they were looking for artificers. We're going to they didn't, they were not going to do anything to him, but they want him alive. They want his carts. They just want to take him back to the Empire and have him work for the Empire at the time. But luckily, the rest of the group got wind of this through an interesting vision for Torok, and managed to all get together again. And at that point was when Gildy and Leon finally had a chance to compare notes on Morgan and realized that Morgan was indeed the person. With that, the Minstrel's Muse, and potentially they can find them there a little later on. They'd followed Torok's little child, Stuffy, to a boarding house and had done a little bit of reconnaissance. They're pretty sure Jacob is inside. Talon is quite sure. The rest of them are a little uncertain. And we're about to do some perhaps daring escape attempt. However, the people inside did seem to have a little bit of warning and had some time to prepare. So we start off tonight with sort of a couple of notes and of setup for sort of what's happening and what's going to happen. So first of all, those of the group that are still sort of out front. So Leon, Korok, and Mint. You were a bit distracted by Leon going and casting their spell on the door. A little focused on that, and as you sort of realize that perhaps did not work as well as you'd hoped, Torok, actually probably, I think it's Mint who has, oh no, Torok has probably the highest passive perception of the group of you. Yeah. Sort of realizes that Gilby's not there anymore. She was with you as far as you knew while you were sort of heading up here, but now seems to have vanished. So, yeah, Gilby is suddenly not there. Perhaps you can make an assumption that they've gone after Morgan at the Minstrel's Muse, but you do have more pressing matters in front of you at the moment. And inside, so I mentioned last week that there was the people inside of those who were keeping an eye on things. One of them was specifically keeping an eye directly on Jacob. So that one I'm going to describe in a bit more detail. So of the 6 people inside, there was the leader, his name was Philip. There's a large sort of human, seems to be sort of more of a sort of brute or a thug. He's got a rank of a sergeant, sort of from some of the banter back and forth. There's a cleric and a wizard who seem to be sort of roughly equal ranks, sort of just below the leader. There's a bit of a scout, or sort of smaller half-elf who's there as well. And the last one is a rather large woman. She stands out a little bit for her size, and you figure she's probably perhaps half Golgath, from sort of some of the very faint markings on her face. She's actually completely bald as well. But yeah, she's probably a good 6'2", 6'4", and is the one who's just sort of assigned to keeping an eye on Jacob. And Jacob, you can give me an insight check.
Okay. Oops. 13.
Yeah, not bad. So yeah, you definitely get the sense that there's something about you that intrigues her. She is potentially a little bit interested in you. Maybe she likes slightly shorter wizard-like men. But yeah, she was tasked with keeping an eye on you, and she doesn't seem to mind this at all. She was the one who sort of took away one of your contraptions when you tried to do something, but yeah, more in a I want to keep you here. Let's see how this goes. Maybe this can turn into something. You're going to be traveling with us for a while. So yeah, she definitely seems to be interested in you as well.
Awesome. Once I notice it, I'll play it up a bit and make sure to laugh at any jokes that she gives and kind of touch her shoulder as I talk with her and stuff in a tentative way to make sure that it doesn't get chopped off first. But then I will try to be a little more touchy-feely and scoot a little closer to her.
Yep, and she does not seem to mind that at all.
Sure.
And we had left off with Talon sort of peering in the doorway, seeing sort of everybody looking in the other direction at the room on the other door. And it's sort of early evening, night has started to set in. And Talon, as you're sort of doing this and peering in, you can give me a perception check as well.
Alrighty.
And I will ask our mystery player to give me a stealth check at the same time.
I'm probably not noticing a whole heck of a lot.
So
Maybe the mystery will trip. Nope.
all right. Yeah, so you don't seem to notice anything. But I will bring in our sort of our guest player for the evening, and introduce Steve. Everyone give a nice big round of applause to Steve. Thank you for joining us.
Yay!
Hey. So yeah, you are sort of perched on a nearby rooftop. You have noticed Talon, who is hard to miss, a rather large figure, and even sort of cloaked as they often are. You recognize that shape and sort of that cloak specifically as well. You're probably about 20, 30 odd feet away, just sort of up and back a little bit on another building. What would you like to do?
I'm going to use Mind Link
Yes.
as he would be used to, and
Yep.
I will simply say, well, look who decided to show up for work. And only Talon can hear that in his mind. And I will give him the ability to talk back for 1 hour or until I change targets.
All right. Talon.
So Talon had a plan. So what the mystery player, I don't know if we've revealed, I guess it was in the intro.
Yes,
What you can see is Talon kind of looking in. And I was going to ask a question. What do I just before I go to this?
Yeah.
What do I see inside? Like, how well do I see the people who are inside?
Yeah. All right. So I will give you a good description. So again, it's just sort of a peek in, so it is a bit limited, but you can see sort of beds lined up, but a whole bunch of beds at the far end seem to be. You can see a bunch that are sort of piled against the far door, sort of blocking it, but also a bunch that sort of have been sort of put on the sides or sort of built up a little bit to create a bit of a fortification inside facing you as well. And there's sort of a couple heads that are sort of appearing above that again, sort of were just looking in the other direction for a moment as you saw this scene.
Okay, but I can see the people well enough?
The two behind the beds closer to you, you can see like maybe from here up, they've got I will call it 3/4 cover. The rest of them you can probably see well enough. They're all standing or maybe just a little bit crouched, sort of preparing, ready for battle, but are otherwise visible to you.
Okay. All right. Yeah. The key thing that may or may not be relevant later was I want to make sure I could get a good look at. I can't remember the guy's name, and I didn't really know who it was anyway.
Yeah.
The guy who escorted Jacob here, but that may or may not come up, so we'll see. So yeah. So I am like kind of like looking in, taking a good look. Looks like I'm about to do something, and then as I hear the voice in my head, I kind of like back out and kind of look around and kind of speaking back, I say, "What are you doing here?"
I'm working. What are you doing here, Mr. Just vanished for the last week without a word? Yeah.
Did Will freeze?
The will froze. That's brilliant.
Exactly. That's what I thought.
Frozen with fear or a Wi-Fi issue.
Yeah, it's hard to tell the feared will versus the Wi-Fi will, but we'll.
I think this is Wi-Fi will.
I think it.
Or this is the best prank ever, and he's just sitting very still.
Very so still.
All right. So
He's almost invisible.
we'll come back to that in just a moment.
Uh-oh.
Oh no,
Uh-oh.
we lost Will.
Oh no.
Hopefully he'll come back to us quickly. 1 second, folks.
It does bad things to the stream.
It does.
Except for me, I look
Sorry.
perfect all the time.
I scared him too much. It's my bad.
Well, you obviously succeeded your intimidation check.
Oh yeah.
Here,
Well,
Let's
yeah,
do this
I
for a
can, I
second.
can describe some things while you're seeing weird stuff on the screen. Let's do it.
Sorry, who were you talking to?
That was for Tor, Mint, and Leo.
Okay, so what are we doing?
Yeah.
I probably have no idea that I've been spotted.
Yeah.
So not knowing what's inside, I think everybody's just assuming at this point that I actually did see what's inside, and I'm just like, I might as well fess up. I didn't get to see inside. I don't know if they made me out because I was kind of losing my grip at the window. This could be really bad. And now Gildy's vanished, and I don't know where Talon walked off to except the rear of the building.
Yeah, I mean, he made it relatively clear he was going sort of around the other side of the building.
Yeah.
So you know he's there. You just, you don't have to.
Well, for all I know, he might have left wherever Gildy is too.
That's true.
It's just like, I'm assuming Talon is on the other side of the building, but he might have gone wherever Gildy's gone. Gildy could be on the other side of the building. I don't know where Gildy went. I thought she was staying with us.
How loud is Mint saying all this stuff?
That's a good
Like,
question.
whisper.
Okay.
Okay, so can I clearly hear what Mint is saying? Because I'm like 20 feet, I'm like 20 plus feet away.
Well, yeah. What's your perception? 13. Yeah, it's probably good enough for a loud whisper.
Okay. Because I mean, my plan was to kind of look at them, kind of shrug, like, what are we doing? So I'm focused on them.
Yep.
Be like, okay.
Will is coming back.
All right.
Yay.
So I
Yay.
kind of give one of these of like a.
And if I notice,
Torok's also like Gildy's gone. It's just us.
so I'm like shrugging at Torok. If I can see Leon, I'm shrugging at Leon. I'm just like,
All right. I'm just gonna lean down and knock on the door. Now remember, I'm above the door.
Yeah.
And I'm leaning down,
So
upside down.
Torok pulls out his warhammer and points to that and points to the door.
I do.
and I'm like, no.
I do this world's equivalent of timeouts. Whatever
I'm
that
just like,
happens to be.
Bring it in, guys.
And then I knock on the door.
No, don't do that either. Why?
The door has been knocked on.
Yeah.
And while we're figuring out what happens there, we'll go back to Alan and Saren.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry I scared your internet away.
It was terrified. Petrified.
So, yes, I'm not sure if you heard.
Yes, I said, what are you doing here? You said working, and I lost it.
Unlike you, who just took off a week ago without saying a word.
I had stuff to do.
I mean, that's cool, but you could have said something.
I'm sorry. It sort of happened last minute. It was
All good. Now, what are you doing here? Like I said, I'm on the job.
Are you watching this place?
Yes.
What are you watching for?
I have been tracking these people, this group, to this boarding house, and that is what I'm doing right now, my recon.
Who are they?
Empire agents, perhaps?
That would explain the uniforms.
There's about 6 in the party. A really tall woman-ish, a half elf, and I think the rest are just humans, normal party.
Half elves, but yeah.
Yeah. Are they tough?
They're better than normal.
Yeah.
Give me we'll call it whatever is better, perception or insight, and just to get your sense for how you've sized them up. Nice. Yeah. All right. So this is a party that, number one, you can tell they are used to working as a team. They've got sort of that good cohesive, know how each other reacts with team element to them. They, at the same time, sort of give you a sense of being, tough and threatening and dangerous, but also sort of just how you caught them coming into town. Normally, they're relatively good at sort of keeping a low profile as well. So they can sort of go to either end of that spectrum if they need to.
That town says they took someone I met. There's a group, and he's not supposed to be in there.
Okay. So you are going in to get him out, I presume?
I was going to try. There are more on the other side of the building.
Right. On the inside or on the outside?
On the outside.
Okay.
There's. I assume that Zarin would know Gildy, so town say Gildy and some others on the other side of the building.
I'm gonna say, yeah, Zarin, you have probably heard of Gildy, probably not met her. You are aware that she is Morgan's mother, and sort of through Talon and through some limited interactions with Morgan, you're aware of some of that.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I didn't necessarily think that Zarin would know Gildy well, but at least know if I referenced the name, it wouldn't be a who. But okay, yeah. So yeah, Gildy and some others on the other side of the building.
Right. Well,
one of them
as you know, my job is to surveil. But I mean, if you need some help, I'm here.
I just might. I'm going to give something a try. Well, you'll know if it doesn't work.
Sure.
Now I'm going to do something, but of course I would have done it before, but because of this conversation, I'm sure that Leon's knock would have already happened. So.
Yeah, given sort of how that happened, the knock has happened.
Yep.
So yeah, you can hear from where you are, Talon, that a sort of distant voice through the building. You probably still have the door open a crack, but sort of not sort of visible through it. And someone responds to your knock saying, "Who's out there? What do you want?"
Oh, yes. You have our friend Jacob. I imagine it's some kind of gambling debt or such, and I'm curious about whether we can perhaps diplomatically resolve this and get our friend back.
We do have a person in here. How good of a friend are they?
And at this point, Turok goes, good enough to have a friend like me.
Nice.
Okay.
I told you I couldn't go with you. These people are looking for me. I take no responsibility for what's about to happen. Except for you. I'll protect you. You tall drink of gorgeousness.
I appreciate that. I can do a pretty good job of taking care of myself though, but thank you for the offer.
I don't want you to get hurt.
I don't want you to get hurt either. I mean, we really need you to, help out the Empire. So I'll keep you safe. Don't worry. And these people are coming to get you. They're enemies.
Sorry, they're what?
They're enemies.
Enemies? No, friends.
Oh, well, I had the impression almost they were coming to get you because they wanted you for gambling debts or other bad things.
They just assume these bad things. I don't know why that.
Oh, okay.
No, as I said, I'm very important. People want to hang out with me. I don't know what it is. It must be my smile.
Well, if you're interested in some travel, you could come with us. As the sort of leader calls back out through the door.
I'd rather stay here, thank you very much.
You don't get to say this.
I look up at Torok and Minisette as kind of a
You see, the big issue is I've promised my friend a piggyback ride, and I have not yet delivered on that promise.
And yes, the name of the large woman who is interested in you is you've heard her referred to as a sergeant. Iris is the first name. She leans over like, so you're strong then? You can lift other people and carry them around?
I not exactly, but I try. What I lack in strength, I make up for in effort. I mean,
Go ahead.
he just kind of clues in on how sexually suggestive that was and stutters a bit.
I'm gonna call back and be like, I think we'd rather stay here. Could we perhaps have a friend back, or at least talk about this in a more civil fashion than shouting through a door?
Listen, I know you guys want to get off to the Empire and stuff, so why don't I go outside and I'll see what the commotion's about, and we'll just take it from there.
Let's stay where you are. Dylan, you've been hearing all this. What are you doing?
Well, Talon now has to reassess his plan because his plan was simple, but it didn't involve other people first kind of introducing that they were there.
That's right. It didn't involve other people.
It involved other people, but he was going to be the first to instigate the conversation. But now, again, he doesn't think things through. Talon's going to pause for a moment because he's going to reassess his plan, and he doesn't do that quickly.
All right. So yes, you're sort of, this is, conversation going on through the door. Things seem to be amicable for the moment, but they do seem to be sort of fairly adamant about not releasing Jacob. That if you wanted to go with them, that could be an option.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have I heard any of what Jacob has said?
Probably you've been hearing. Give me a perception check, just to sort of how much you've heard, but you probably at least have heard this and this. Yeah, we'll say you've heard most of what Jacob has said, missing bits and pieces enough that you can still piece it together, though.
Okay. The part I'm interested in is he specifically mentioned the Empire. Did I hear that part?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm definitely backing away from the door and getting up onto the ceiling. Onto the roof.
All right.
Quietly, though. I'm not like tromp. I'm quietly being like, oh, and then getting up and onto the roof.
Give me a stealth check.
And Turok's like,
Is there a way that I can also get onto that building roof from where I am, so that I'm at the back above Talon?
Yep. There are two ways you could sort of climb down and climb up, and or you could try sort of a jump from one roof to the other.
I will climb up, climb down.
Okay. So just give me 2 athletics. And yeah, that should be good enough for
Or acrobatics.
For coming down, it would almost certainly, you could use either. You can sort of jump down with acrobatics. Climbing up would be at least a little bit of athletics. But it's a relatively small, simple building. I'd give you advantage on it. Okay. Yep. So 10 was all you needed. Relatively simple check just to get up on the roof. So yeah, Talon, depending on how obvious you're making yourself, as you can see sort of Zarn coming down and then next to you, and then sort of climbing up onto the roof of the building that you're next to.
I think Talon is kind of in his head, and he decided what he's going to do. And in his head, Zarin is still on the other building.
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay. And I am going to be definitely distinctly, completely unaware of this person on the roof behind me.
Yep.
I am focused on the door, and I'm focused on Torok and Miniset, and I'm just like, this is like making the this is bad kind of hand signals.
All right.
Because you're on the other side of the building, right? And it's about 100 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will be stealthy and whatnot as soon as I'm back up on this building.
how big is the door?
I have it here as being sort of a 2-foot door, which I suppose is a little bit big. It's probably a regular size door.
Okay.
I'm taking a look around and seeing if there's anything flammable around me.
Yes, lots of flammable things around you. The bed is mostly made of flammable things.
Or sorry, if there's any open flame around me.
Oh,
sorry. I assume the bed is flammable.
Yes. Not really open flame, but there are at least let's say probably 4 lanterns, sort of lit up, and sort of a couple on the floor, a couple are sort of hanging from the ceiling that are keeping this place relatively well lit.
I'm gonna look. So while everything's going on, my plan is to continue to flirt with Iris, and look for a way to accidentally knock one of the lanterns onto the bed.
Nice.
What is around on the street though?
So you're sort of off the main street. You sort of went down an alley and around to get to this building. So there's a bit of a sort of a alley behind you between 2 sort of moderately tall buildings. I believe where I positioned this, you're probably about 50 to 100 odd feet. Oh, here. Give me a sec. I'm going to check something up really quick.
I was more thinking of, are there any carts? Are there any other sundry items?
Yeah, I'd say there's a cart down. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to give you sort of a bit of a layout of things. Yeah, about 50 feet to the one side is a river that runs through sort of the city. There's the building in front of you. We'll say sort of to the back of one of the buildings beside you. There's a cart, even probably sort of a small shed. Maybe there's more items in there that you could take a look at as well. Yeah.
Can I see that Torok is looking around for things?
Probably, yeah.
So
I'm
Turok's going to take a look at what's in the shed. And what's in the cart, I mean.
What's in the cart? Cart is pretty much empty. There's a bit of dirt, probably, sort of like not a lot, but sort of just, you know, scattered bits of dirt on the bottom of it. But yeah, it looks like it's otherwise just sort of a regular cart. It's meant like it's a 2-wheeled cart, but it's a large one, so you could probably pull it. It's meant for like a single horse to pull it. But yeah, you could probably easily sort of lift it and either, you know, push it or pull it around.
Mint has a thought and tries to get Leon's attention.
Oh yeah, I'm looking right at you guys.
Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of loudly whisper at you, hoping no one can make it out. But could you make a whirlwind inside the building? That's okay.
So I'm about 10 feet off the ground, yeah?
Yep, roughly, yep.
Okay. So seeing Torok root through this cart, I'm basically going to point down at the ground just in front of the door, and a slightly glowing crowbar appears on the ground.
All right.
And I'm like,
and Torok holds up Warhammer.
And Minnesota is like, I get it, more subtle. So picks up the glowing crowbar.
All right. There's a call from
what are you
inside.
looking for?
Torok was hoping for things he could throw through the big window and cause a distract.
A crowbar, you can throw that.
Stop trying to cause a fight. We don't want to fight these people.
Hello, you still out there, friends?
While
Yes,
distracted,
Why?
can Talon try to sneak in and up to where the beds are stacked while the other conversation is happening?
All right.
Or how well are they looking in this direction?
Yeah. So give me another perception check just to sort of peek through. Yep. You peek through sort of really quickly, and you're like, yeah, nobody's looking this direction. Now's the time. If I'm gonna go in, now's the time.
Oh, it's so good at it. All right. Talon is going to try and sneak to, the beds and basically end up like there.
Okay.
That's his plan.
a stealth roll. I am going to give you disadvantage because you have to open the door all the way to get in. You're pretty big.
Yep.
The other end of the building is not well lit, but it's sort of there's enough light in here that. Okay.
So 13 was
13, not the
Nice.
23. 13's not bad.
not good either.
It is not good, no. So, that's good. So, okay. Okay. You get about, I'm just going to move your character here. You get about, no. There. So you're in and sort of just beside one of the first row of beds.
Mhm.
And yeah, you hear a voice call out, halt. No move. Don't come in any further. And that pretty much alerts everybody inside that you are there.
All right. Talon, in response to that, will stop his like sneaky kind of posture.
Yep.
And try to make himself as tall as he, can be, standing fully erect.
Yep.
And is just going to strut directly down between the beds towards them.
Ignoring the whole halt thing.
Do
Yep.
we hear that outside at all?
Or if you're still sort of investigating the cart, it's loud enough that you probably heard something. Give me a perception check just to see if you made out exactly what it was. But yeah, everyone else is definitely aware that, something is happening. There's somebody inside that they don't want to move any further. And
sorry, good. Yep. I was gonna let me know if I make it half
No.
8.
Okay.
Right.
Sorry, if you make it what?
Let me know if I make it halfway before they attack me, because I will start saying something. But if they do something first, then fair enough.
All right. Well, we're gonna roll initiative and see who goes first.
All right.
Can I jump down as soon as I hear them say halt?
Yes. Yeah.
Excellent.
You will be just outside the door when you sort of start initiative. All right. So we'll roll for
And I am none the wiser. There was someone right behind me, sneaking up on me.
So much for trying to go first.
Oh,
I take it all of us. Yeah, all of us are rolling.
Looks
Yeah,
like
everyone's gonna
Turok
roll
gets
initiative
to
just so if things we can sort of at least work in a bit of an order. Now that Talon has sort of
Yep.
made things start to happen. Okay, so who got above 20? Anyone?
I thought I got the 12. I was wrong. I got a 6.
I got the 12.
Well, your 6 and my 6 are the same 6.
We're on the same wavelength.
That's right. We are in sync.
We are in sync. We don't know it. But we're
No, that's right. Remember the conversation, if we're still alive, that we're going to have after this? We were in sync.
in.
Oh, there we go.
There with it.
That's right.
20 to 15.
19.
19. Yes. All right. No, I should go. Actually. Okay. Oh, and wow, a bunch of people go on 19. Okay. 10 to 15.
13.
12.
11.
Okay, it's Jacob. 12 is Brian. And
I find it foreboding that I got lucky number 13.
yes. I should see what that one is. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Right. And all right. So we're actually 10 to 5.
That would be Leo and Talon with 6s.
Okay.
6 twins.
Sorry.
I'm just going to put which one of these two some odds. So, Leon and Talon, which one of you wants to go first?
I'll go first if that's okay.
Talon, all right.
Yeah, you were the one who was like trying to get things going. And
Okay,
I'm the
so
one who's backed off and doesn't really want to be part of this.
Talon, you are moving forward. I'll say you get to about. It's going to snap the grid, but yeah, get to about there. You get about 10 feet forward, and what are they using as a weapon? Okay. Yeah, there's a shot that rings out. Oh, that's just gonna be unfortunate. Give me one moment.
Oh, good.
Critical hit on a gunshot is the
Okay. Actually, it sounds like it should have been a gunshot, and then they're swearing.
Oh.
Nice.
Somebody's gun just misfired. And yeah, so there's a sort of a bit of a swearing. Not quite sure what happened. It happened sort of behind the wall of beds.
Mm-hmm.
And then Torok, come to you. You have heard probably not quite a gunshot. You're still a fair bit away. You probably didn't even actually hear the click and swearing at all. But yes, you have heard that there's some shouting from inside.
All right. At this point, he'd be not knowing what's going on. He'd still be worried about Jacob. He's going to take a warhammer to the front door.
All right, so charge up to the door, warhammer to the door. Give me a roll to hit, just because you're charging. You've got a lot of energy behind this. You potentially could, miss or not hit as well as you like, but mostly it'll just be making sure that you actually hit the door. Yeah. All right. Roll damage for that hammer.
So it'd be 8 points of damage.
Okay. So you definitely get the sense that this door potentially has been reinforced, that there's sort of something solid behind it. However, yeah, there's a good chunk of like the wood that's sort of been bashed in. There's probably enough of a hole that you can sort of peek in if you needed to. But yeah, the door is not sort of off its hinges or destroyed yet. Anything else you're doing? You probably use most of your move to sort of charge from the cart to the door. We'll say you've got like 5 feet left if you wanted to sort of move to one side.
Yeah, I don't want to be standing right in front of the door.
Okay. Left or right?
I will take the non-window side. I think that's the left.
So there's no windows in the front.
Oh, I
Like,
thought this
where
is
the
the
doors
front
are.
where Mint was held up and got seen.
No, that was along the
It was
side.
the
of the
side.
Oh, okay. Then I will take the side with the larger space. So I think probably the right is fine. They seem to be even in your diagram.
All right. Well, is that roughly what you're thinking?
Yep.
All right.
Rob, I forgot that I have advantage on initiative rolls. When I just
okay.
rolled a 21, I apologize.
Okay. So take the initiative. Where did you jump here? So yes, you were slightly distracted, but now we can retroactively go now.
And just because nothing will change, I'm going to stay at the door, a weapon drawn, and just see what my partner does.
All right.
But
as usual.
He stood at the door really quickly.
I did. It's like I was already there and didn't even have to move. It was so fast.
Nice.
And I will bonus action hide.
Nice. Okay. Talon. Give me a
Nice hide.
wisdom saving throw.
See me.
Sorry. $20.
You are good. You get the sense, especially sort of with your knowledge of some magic, that somebody tried to do something to you. You sort of felt something sort of trying to come over you, but you resisted it, and are otherwise fine. Brings us to them. Yep, they're just gonna try and shoot you. All right. So this guy here, yeah, sort of raises a pistol up at you and fires. That's a little bit better than the last one. Yeah, 15 is the roll.
My AC is 16, so that does
All
not.
right. Yeah, you sort of, see the pistol coming up. You sort of dive down a little bit and are able to get out of the way of that. And Mint, what is your turn? You have heard gunfire.
Yeah, and I'm sure I recognize that sound.
Yes, you do.
Fighting back nerves, knowing what's on the other side of this door.
Yep.
Now, I don't actually have an opening to this building as of yet,
No.
correct?
You could get in through one of, so above the windows there are little sort of air vents, sort of shutters. You could relatively easily get in through them. You could not easily get up to them. You have to sort of make a climb check to get up to the top and then sort of slip it. But yeah,
I'm
you're
not a
slow enough.
climber,
Yeah.
and I'm wearing armor, so I don't think that's really an option for me.
Yep.
So I'm almost thinking that the best thing for me to do would probably be to run around the building and see if there is a way that I can access it. It sounds like they made it inside, and my first instinct is to just run at double speed.
Yep.
And just try to get around the building. I'm going to run past Torok and just go as fast as I can. I know I don't have my I don't have my expedited retreat anymore, but I'm gonna run at double my.
Yeah, so 60 feet gets you to about there. So you're roughly halfway down the side of the building, moving yourself along towards the other side.
Yeah, just because the front door isn't open yet. I saw him smash with the hammer and it kind of stopped. And I feel like I got to get around to being whoever's on the other side of the building's back at this point.
Yeah.
You still have the glowing crowbar.
Yeah.
I was going to use it to open up the front door. Running past Talon, I feel like just dropping it is a free action, so I drop it by. Sorry, I drop it by Torok. I meant to say. Yeah. As I run past him.
All right. Jacob.
So the glowing crowbar is beside Torok.
Yep. It is your turn. You definitely notice Iris is quite concerned that sort of a fight is breaking out. She is sort of reaching for weapons, but also seems to be concerned about protecting you.
Okay. From here, where is one of the nearest lanterns?
We'll say just one. Yeah, probably like right between your bed and sort of bed across from you, but it's up at the top, so it's probably like 6 to 8 odd feet away, sort of diagonal upwards.
Okay, I'm gonna, with all the distractions going on, I'm gonna bring out my experimental elixir for the day.
Okay.
Pop and drink it. I now have flight 10 for the next 10 minutes.
Nice.
So I'm gonna fly up to the ceiling, grab the lantern, try to knock it off or unattach it and throw it down into one of the beds. But away from Iris, more on kind of this side.
Yeah, you can very easily sort of interact with the object, and so that's your main action. And dropping it is a free action. So yeah, you move, you get up there. Iris is definitely sort of surprised by all of this. You throw that down, and yeah, there's a decent little fire going on this bed at the moment.
Is there a flying icon?
I think there's something you can add to yourself. Yeah.
The snail.
Lightning helix.
You're flying slowly.
So I'm more into.
Could be the snail.
I'm going to see if I can find just a time to put one sec. All right.
This was
It's not
probably a
real
bad
fire.
idea.
There we go. Now there's a fire. Actually, a little fire pit, but yeah, there's a fire on the bed.
Nice.
Prodigy starts playing in the background.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I went to midnight oil, but you know.
Yeah, same here.
Beds are burning. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I went to burning down the house.
Nice. Also a good choice.
Made of. Is the building made of wood?
What was that?
The building made of wood?
Yes.
This is a terrible idea, guys. We're not saving Jacob. We're saving a French fry.
Well, that was Jacob's
Jacob's
choice.
doing.
All right.
The fire.
So the other sort of large individual sort of reaches in, grabs a pistol out from their arsenal of things. Actually, no, he probably had a rifle already. He's a bigger guy. He would have one. Who's he gonna fire at? I'll give.
So many
Was
options.
originally sort of targeting Talon. But Jacob's just done some stuff. So I'll just put Talon or Jacob like a 25% chance. Where do you want your 25? Low or high?
Low.
All right. So anything 25 or below? Nope. Targeting Talon. Okay. 12 misses. So again, you managed to get down low from the previous shot. So this one sort of goes wide over your head. Zarin, you are noticing like bullet holes appearing sort of in the door nearby.
Glad to see nothing's changed in the last week. I say via mind link.
Iris jumps, like she was sort of half standing already, jumps up, and being tall as she is, the roof not being particularly tall, is going to try and grapple Jacob.
This is not the time for that.
It's not the time for haymaking.
So, oh yeah, her athletics check is a 25. So Jacob, you can oppose that with athletics or acrobatics?
Well, let's see what we got. Oh, acrobatics. It's not happening.
Yeah. Yep. So she pretty much ends up like one hand on your leg, pulls you down. It's like, stay.
And as she pulls me down, I'm gonna be. Ow! I hit my head on the ceiling. I make it look like I'm hurt. Oh.
Guess we know who's the little spoon.
Okay, that was her action. Talon, you get to go.
First thing to swallow. All right. Talon is going to continue walking toward. So the beds are piled. How much of a space is there between like the top of the beds and the roof?
They're about halfway up the room. So they'll say they're like managed to get about 5 feet high.
Okay, so I'm still clearly visible on the other side of them.
Yeah.
All right, then I'm going to just walk yay far.
Yep.
And as I continue to walk,
What are you doing?
I'm going to use thaumaturgy and increase the volume of my voice by about threefold.
Ooh.
And just say, release him, and no one needs to be hurt.
Make an intimidation check.
We definitely heard that one.
Yeah, yeah. Booming noise from inside.
Why couldn't have been higher? Anyway.
All
14.
right. All right. Okay. I'm gonna go through these in order. Okay.
Alan, what's the plan? What are you doing in there?
Just making up the plan as we go.
Same old, same old. Gotcha.
Same old, same old.
Make a 2 dot from them. I can. All right. Okay. That's yep. That makes a lot of sense. Yep. Yep.
I've intimidated one person.
Yep. You intimidated one of them. One of them. So like is it the other half elf? Nope. But yeah, sort of a small human woman just on the other side of the bed, sort of is like, holy crap, big scary guy, and sort of falls back a little bit on her ass. You can tell that she is probably a magic user of some sort just from the accoutrements on her. But yeah, she's like freaked out by this. Everyone else is like, are we doing? No, okay, I'm not gonna surrender to the big scary guy. And they seem to be otherwise okay at the moment. You still have some movement left if you'd like to.
I would just, if I could, I would just take one of the beds off the top. I mean, I'm not super strong, I'm not Torok or anything, but and just take the bed and just try to like throw it like just to the side over here.
We'll say that's probably going to be your next action. This one was sort of the intimidation.
No, that's fair. So I'll see how things play out, but that's.
Are you going to duck down a little bit, or are you going to stay the big imposing target and try and scare them?
He doesn't know if the intimidation worked or not beyond the one girl, so he's just going to stay up.
All right. Sounds good. Leon.
Okay, so how many gunshots have actually gone off?
One.
1.5.
Two.
No, 2.
Two.
No, 2.5. 2 and a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 and a misfire.
Yeah.
So the most recent one, which direction was that going? I missed that.
At me.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
so,
you just hear it, you wouldn't really know where it was directed.
well, I'm over top of the door.
Yeah.
So I know the Torok is smashed into part of the door,
Right.
and I wasn't sure whether that bullet.
Yeah. You're fairly certain it didn't come out this side.
Okay, so Torok is just standing there in front of the door. He doesn't seem to be.
Well, Torok's standing to one side of the door. But yeah.
Okay. Right. I take it. Are we all aware that there's a fire that started in there? Like there's some smoke. A bit of a whoosh.
We'll say that, yeah, starting, where did Jacob go? We'll say that for you, make a perception check, just because it's only just started. By sort of the top of next round, there'd sort of be enough smoke for people to.
So my plan is I'm going to come down. I'm going to peek in the hole that's been made in the door.
Yeah.
Try and get a sense of what's going on. And then potentially just up, down, take a look, come back up because I can remember everything I've seen.
Yep.
And then use that information to
Yep.
determine my next move.
Yep.
I don't think I'm going to try and cast a spell through the hole in the door because I don't want my face being there when someone shoots a gun.
Yep. Give me a perception check then.
All right.
Nice.
Thought it was going to be a 2.
You get a really good sense
Natural
of what's
20.
going on in there. You see the fire on the bed. You can sort of have the layout of roughly where people are, sort of the still image for sort of where they were at that moment. But yeah, you've got a good sense of what's going on.
Okay. How are they reacting to the fire? Like, does anybody care? Are they trying to put it out?
They have not yet tried to put it out, it seems.
Okay. How likely does it seem that this whole building is going to burn down?
If that fire isn't smothered probably next round, the chances would go up significantly.
Okay. And that would be a fairly significant threat to the town, I take it?
There's enough distance from some other buildings around this one. There's some that are close. There's probably about a 30% chance that if this building was fully engulfed, that it could spread to other buildings and then so on and so on. It would only really get inside Woodside Alley because the walls are otherwise quite tall and would otherwise protect the rest of the city.
All right. Okay. Then Am I able to do something in the room while I do my quick peek, or is
That
that
depends. Sort of, you have a quick peek. What sort of thing are you thinking?
I'm honestly considering using gust to just give the fire a little puff to hopefully make it a little bit bigger. I was actually planning on flaming sphere, like right here. So Jacob did it. I'm like, that's
I will give you sort of this. If you want to cast a spell, then you're going to be sort of stuck in front of the door and not be able to get back up.
Oh no!
So you either get out of the way or cast a spell.
I get out of the way. Yeah, you know what? Tor isn't using the thing, so actually I'm going to peek there, be like, oh, that's happening, and then instead I'm just going to conjure basically a headscarf wrapped around my head, so the glowing crowbar is not there anymore. I am now obscuring my face with a glowing headscarf.
Nice.
And I keep trying to use the wrong one. I will move to this corner.
Yeah.
To be away from the fire.
Okay. So back to the top is Siren. Back to you.
I can see all of this from the door where I'm super hidden currently.
Yep. You'll say sort of you're slightly peeking around. You have a decent view to the downside of the.
And I see that I can easily, in my mind, hide behind one of the beds on the way, sort of thing.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, especially like it wouldn't be. Depends what you mean by hide. If you want cover, then yes, you could very easily get in, sort of knock the bed over. You'd have sort of a mattress and a wooden frame in front of you for cover. If you wanted to hide and be more sneaky, you could probably do that as well and just sort of try and not be seen. There's enough distractions going on that you figure maybe. Yeah.
I will be super stealthy, sneaky, and attempt to hide.
All right.
I can move 30, so somewhere around there.
All right.
Sorry, I don't know how to click.
Oh, you need to go back to the arrow icon and do the select. I can also move you to like.
I'm looking for there.
All right. That's a fair ways in and sort of a lot of movement. I'm going to give you disadvantage on your stealth check.
On the stealth?
Yeah.
And is that... Okay, sorry.
DM Rob, I sent you a message.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so 25 and a 12. All right. With you distracted, so I'm just going to see. You might be looking in the direction. You would be okay. You would be.
Is that an action, or because of my ability, a bonus action for the hide?
You can bonus action hide.
Right. So I would still have an action.
Yeah.
Then I will hold my action to attack something that comes into range.
Okay. He's looking in that direction. She's not. He's looking in that direction. Okay. You aren't certain, but you're hoping that you're mostly hidden and people have noticed.
Yep.
All right. So he's just lost his pistol. Might have another one as a backup, or is he going to try and do something?
I'm just going to quick mind link to Talon that where I am, that I'm behind him.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, no, he's going to do something stupid. Okay, so the half elf here, just seems to go sort of full ninja, jumps over the beds and tries to kick at Talon.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The lowest of those is an 18 to hit.
Then everything hits.
Okay. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Natural 20.
All right. You are fine. However, you do take a bunch of damage.
I don't like whoever's.
You take 9, 7, and 4 from the 3 kicks. And this guy sort of jumps over the beds and lands pretty much on the other side, right in front of you, like crouched and ready. You recognize some of his fighting style as, very similar to yours.
All right. I might. So it's 9, 7, and
4.
4. Okay. Oh no, maybe I don't want to do that. All right, I'll take them. 9, 7, 4. Okay.
Okay. All right, and Torok is next.
So, on the other side of the, which side are the windows on? The side that Mint's not on?
Both long sides.
And where do the windows start?
Probably like here, and then are every like sort of 15 feet. So on there.
And how big are the windows?
They're probably like they're high up. They're not super big. They're probably roughly like 2 feet by 3 feet ish. Yeah, that is relatively big, I suppose. Probably 2 feet by 2 feet. We'll make them square. So yeah, and it's they're just sort of solid glass.
So Tor's deciding whether or not to try jumping through the window at this point, or continue at the front door.
Right?
But a 2 foot by 2 foot window might be more than he could fit through.
Yeah.
So he's going to try the front door again.
All right. Again, just give me a roll just to make sure you don't sort of swing wild, and give me some damage.
Oh, well, it's a hit.
It's okay. It's still a hit. Yep. The door does not dodge. All right. But yeah, what happens is you don't feel like you really impacted hard enough to do significant damage. So you hit it, but you sort of hit the frame of the door just a little bit, or whatever else, and you didn't necessarily add to that same spot of damage that you done before. Yeah, you have lots of movement left if you'd like to use it.
Again, he'll just move to the side. I think at this point, Torok thinks hopefully he's causing some kind of distraction on this side.
Yep. All right. Next is the wizard, who I'm going to say loses their sort of attack this round just because they were still stunned from the intimidation. But then that effect is going to go away and recover themselves. Now that you are involved in fight, what is that guy gonna do? Not necessarily that much. He is reloading his pistol. Mint, your turn. You gotta keep running.
I'm going to continue running towards the back door.
All right.
Just hoping I find a way in fast enough. I'm also guessing Mint has no idea about the fire or anything else really that's been going on.
No, you're sort of completely distracted running. So you get to the end of the building, you're just rounding it, going around.
So I should hopefully be able to get in next turn, right?
Yeah. Jacob, you are being grappled. What would you like to do?
I think I'm going to try to be a little persuasive.
Yep.
Everyone, the bed is on fire. We need to stop this fight and work together to put it out.
Nice.
Okay. Did I not? Where is he? Did I not put him into the rotation? Nope, apparently I forgot to do that. All right, I'm just gonna add him at the end then. Apparently I've been forgetting somebody this entire time.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Oh, no.
And I'm currently not struggling against Iris.
Okay. Yep. So she's definitely sort of pulling you away. And give me a persuasion check. All right.
Nice.
You definitely get the sense that even though you started this, people are like, "Yeah, there's a fire. Why did you do that?" And
I bumped my head. It was an accident. I sincerely apologize.
All right. So
Now
this
let's
guy's
put it
gonna
out.
Come over here, and he's trying to put out the fire. I'm gonna give him a roll to see how successful he is. Not particularly successful, unfortunately. He seems to fan it a little bit more. It doesn't get worse, but it's still going. Oh no, Iris has a dilemma. She can't take you closer to the fire, but she wants to put out the fire.
I'm hoping my not struggling will just show off my sincerity on how we need to work together to put out this fire.
Okay. She releases you, like sort of tugs you down at least a little bit, so you're not sort of flying quite as high, so you're sort of back close to bed where you were. And releasing you is like, stay, as if you're a bad puppy. And then is going to try and go over and put out the fire as well. Nobody is having much luck with this. It is not out, it is not worse, but it's still going. Talon.
Talon, who's regretting not using a reaction to minimize his damage last time, but he. I thought of it just like as I was ending, but anyway. Yeah, I guess he is going to flurry of blows this ninja-like guy who just came over the bed and tagged him.
Yep.
So. All right, so. It'll be 3 attacks. Right, yes. Number 1, not going to hit.
Yeah.
Number 2, 17.
That is good, that hits.
And a 20.
That hits.
Excellent.
Let me know if you're going to do anything special with any of your attacks.
No, just hitting.
Okay.
7 damage and 7 damage.
All right. They sort of are trying to, block and defend, but they definitely taking some damage. Alan, Leon.
Oh, that's me.
Yes.
Okay, so I take it. Did Jacob sounded sincere that he actually wanted to like put out the fire?
From what you heard, yeah.
Okay, and I could hear the person who, based on their relative position and the sound of their voice, I can figure was the big person that was holding him, who was like, "Stay."
Yep.
And it seems like he's close to a window.
Yep.
Okay. Then I'm going to walk along to the side. I'm going to go basically to where that window is.
Yep.
And standing on the wall, I'm going to use my foot to just kick the wind, like to stomp the window open.
Okay.
Like, Jacob, now is your chance.
All right.
Pausing a backdraft, and the fire intensifies.
Give me a roll to kick.
A roll to what?
Kick.
Okay. Am I using my dexterity? Am I using my strength?
it is just an unarmed attack, so you're probably using your strength. Unless you have something that gives you dexterity for unarmed.
Of course I do.
Yeah, all right. You think that probably would have been, oh, right, actually, that's what David was saying, never mind. Yeah, you kick, and your foot sort of slips off the glass just a little bit, and you sort of, doesn't even really crack. It's still sort of relatively solid. Yeah, you didn't quite get a good angle on it.
Okay. Well, then I'm still like, Jacob, come out, clunk. Ah!
Jacob, give me a perception roll to see if you notice any of this.
Oh boy.
How bad can this Oscar be? Nope. Nope. You are actually distracted by your own distraction of the fire and do not see the person directly on the other side of you trying to break the window.
Okay.
This is amazing.
It's kind of awesome. So this fella here, I'm gonna sort of move him away from the fire a little bit. He's sort of the leader of the group. He just sort of shouts like, "Everybody, calm down, stop fighting, just put your we need to take care of this fire." And he's definitely got eyes on you, Jacob. Like he's noticed, the person sent to mind you is sort of not there anymore. Just everybody calm down. What the fuck is going on? He's trying to get everyone to just stop fighting. I'm gonna sort of give him a sort of a roll to see how persuasive he is. Yeah, there's apparently a little too much chaos going on. He's shouting over it, but not a lot of people are paying attention to him. And yeah, he seems to be sort of shouting into the void at the moment. Is he going to try and do anything else? No, yeah, you gotta try and put out the fire as well. No, actually, so he sort of moved away a bit. He's gonna sort of move back over here. He probably does potentially notice that there's somebody outside the window trying to break in, but he's mostly keeping an eye on Jacob. Like, I want to make sure that you are safe and you are kept here. Yeah, that's mostly his round.
Do I notice that there's someone who's come over to the window? Who's not
Yes.
Jacob?
Yeah, you sort of, as you're looking through the window, you're sort of looking at Jacob. You can see there's somebody sort of right there beside it.
And okay, and what race are they?
They are human.
Okay.
Zarin, back to you.
I'm going to mind link to Talon
Yep.
and say, you might have to run soon.
Oh no.
And I'm going to uncork a flask at my hip and I will throw it towards the fire.
Nice.
All right. Give me roll a d20, add your dexterity, and +2. So 7.
Oh no.
Or perhaps I actually threw it at him.
Yeah, actually, let's take a look at sort of what would have been on your path to get to the fire. It's not bad enough that it hits an ally in the back of the head or that sort of thing, but it does sort of land short of the fire, probably sort of somewhere in this area, sort of on the end of that bed. You figure once the fire gets there, things are gonna get really nasty really quickly, but it's not quite there yet. Yeah.
There is a lot of flammable oil in that area.
Yep.
And I will bonus action hide again.
Okay. This guy saw that happen. No.
Natural 20.
Yes.
Can't see.
So he saw that. Is he gonna try and get away from you? Did he pay any attention at all to his boss? There's a lot of training going on. Nope, he does not. He's completely preoccupied with the large person in front of him. And Oh, what's your AC, Talon?
16.
All right, so only 2 of those hit. And wow, 4 and 5 are the damage.
All right.
Oh, and he's gonna try one of these. Give me a Constitution saving throw. You can do it.
Another question.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming this is just for maintaining a spell. Because it says I have advantage on Constitution saves when making concentration checks after taking damage while maintaining a spell. So I'm assuming it's only that specific.
Yeah.
So yeah, not good.
Okay, your body sort of seizes up a little bit. You are familiar with this effect from your monk training. You've felt it before. You have instilled it in others before. You are stunned.
Okay.
All right. Torok.
Well, he's gonna try the door. I mean, it's
Yep.
at this point, it's
There we go. Yeah, nice, good, solid hit on the door. Let's roll some damage. Come on. Nice high damage. Yep.
well.
Yep, that will do it. So yeah, you swing around, smash the door. There, like the good size hole in the door, but the door also like budges in a little bit. With the beds behind it, it can't go that far, but there's probably a good like half a foot sort of opening that you could then start sort of pushing through, and probably a good 1.5 foot sort of roughly roundish hole in the door from where hammer punched through it. Yeah, so you're potentially in if that's where you wanted to go.
Okay. At this point, yeah, with his movement, can he charge the door and force it open? Or is that an action?
I'll say that if you use all your movement to try and get in, you will get in but won't get any further.
Okay. Yeah, he'll do that.
All right, so you end up like there. You are in, you're sort of, this the budget piled up as to one side, the door is sort of open enough to get you inside, and you are there. You are now inside and another distraction. They are able to act this time around. That is not going to help. They have some bits of oil on them.
They are getting burninated.
Mhm. What am I gonna do? They're just, yeah. No, that would be stupid, so I'm gonna give them an intelligence check. That's not particularly high. Okay. Yeah, apparently they're sort of falling back on training without thinking too much. So the wizard here stands up, puts out a hand. Stun people, I believe you have advantage to hit them. Hits Talon with a firebolt. Oh, ouch, doing 10 points of damage and lights on fire. Not Talon, she lights on fire.
I'm now.
Oh, jeez. No.
Well, I am now down and flamey.
I feel somewhat responsible for this.
Yeah, I don't know why. Let's add that icon. It's not fire, but it sort of looks like fire. All right. That guy can he do anything against a bunch of fire. Thaumaturgy can sort of blow some winds around, can't it?
Make
Put out
more
a small
fire.
flame. I don't think you can put out a big flame. Sacred flame is not going to help.
Put out fire with fire.
Right.
Isn't that how you fight fire?
Yeah.
And he's got a big dragonborn. But yeah, so he's just going to run away. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to run around to here and be helping to put the mage out. And so he uses his action to sort of smother those flames so he's otherwise singed but not too much on fire. Minge.
Mother the mage.
Does he pick up like the blankets from that bed to try to help douse the?
No, he's just using sort of his own robes. So Minge, you can now get around it inside.
I don't think I want to go inside at this point.
Well, you don't know.
Yeah,
I get to
here
the
and
doorway. I get to the doorway. I'm assuming at this point there's smoke coming out through the top of the door.
yeah.
So I start calling out instructions. I say, remain calm, evacuate the premises, single file towards the door. Remember, remain calm. And I just keep repeating that over and over again, like
Give me
somebody
a
trying to guide them out.
persuasion check.
Okay, persuasion.
Roll really high because this would be awesome.
Well, there's also a fire. I hope that
Yeah.
gives me some kind of...
Well, and it's just whether they try and put it out or like, hey, there's a voice of reason around telling us to remain calm.
That's almost like an advantage check.
Yeah.
Someone's giving us an out of this burning building.
I rolled a 2. Why?
You have kept your voice nice and level and low as to not be panicking, and you don't think anybody heard you.
There's so much chaos going on inside, they don't even acknowledge me. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine.
You have some more movement if you'd like, probably about 15 feet if you wanted to go further in.
I want to look to see if there's anyone that I recognize that I could maybe like reach and guide out. Can I
Drag the big half
There's
gold guy
like
on the
a
floor?
talon on the floor, and you've got this new stone.
Talon looks hurt.
Yep.
You got a rock talon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw my rock at Talon. I'm gonna.
Roll better.
Well, how much does he need to make him stand up?
Anything, actually.
Anything? Okay,
Yep.
I'm gonna charge it for 2. Let's
Okay.
say.
So yeah.
I rolled a 3, so if it hits him, then it's a 2. Do I have to roll to hit with the stone? I'm guessing so.
Yeah, I'll give you advantage because you are somebody who's used to sort of using your dexterity to otherwise build things, and he's not moving. So technically, you do have disadvantage because he's prone, but I'm going to play that.
Okay, so there's my first D4.
Hey.
That was a good one. And hey, it's the same. So I think that definitely means that you got healed for 3 charges there. So I have 7 charges left on the stone.
Yep, you are back up after the stone bonks off your head.
I'd say ow, but that kind of felt good.
So I see someone come through the door,
Yeah.
throw a stone at my friend,
Yeah.
and he gets up.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're in Bizarro world.
That's just how we roll.
We're completely
I wanna
effective in other ways,
healing.
but we can throw stones.
Papa was a healing stone.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, anything else you want to do, Min? You want to go a little further in?
I will come further into the room. How many more steps do you think I can take here?
You can get to about there if you want to.
Sure, I'll stick there.
You're also small enough, and sort of the fire is mostly the other end, and sort of the smoke would be up top, like I said. So you're not sort of in any danger of.
I don't have to crawl, I just have to crouch. Cool.
Jacob, if you are still flying, there is smoke relatively sort of,
Well,
filling
no.
up the.
No, I figure with the grapple that
Okay.
Iris pulled me down to the bed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my magical tinkering
Okay.
to take one of the objects that I throw to the door that I notice is kind of popped open.
Yep.
I'm just gonna toss it over there. And the tinkering I'm going to do is to emit a nonverbal sound.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to ask a question first. So in a tent like this, is there kind of like a fire brigade, and are there sounds associated with that? Like ringing bells, alarms, that sort of thing.
You figure there's probably some form of fire brigade. The first sound that you probably would hear is someone shouting fire. But since you're thinking of like nonverbal,
well, what I'm thinking of is like a clanging bell sound with murmuring crowd sounds to make it sound like a bunch of people are about to descend upon this building.
You think that would be sort of close enough to sort of a fire brigade arriving? Yeah.
The goal I'm trying to do is to make these people feel like they're about to be publicly like found.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do.
All right. Give me just a d20 roll. Yeah. Okay. You're good. Even though the leader's keeping an eye on you, who was just sort of distracted enough by other things to not notice that. Yeah. So now there's sort of sound coming from the doorway over there.
And also I want to make it really loud so that it will attract also natural attention to come to the building.
All right. And second attempt to put out fire. Wow, these guys are pathetic. Holy, I'm giving them a 50% chance, and they just can't. So yeah, at this point, no, the fire is gonna be going, and people just need to get out of there. So this guy, he tried to put out the fire. It didn't really work, so he's gonna run over here. He spent his action already, but he's sort of, big guy in front of the barbarian, like trying to at least sort of keep it contained. Iris sort of is coming back over here. Bigger now. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, she's definitely trying to sort of not necessarily grapple Jacob again, but sort of make sure that Jacob gets out of this, safe and alive. My own.
Oh my goodness. What about Talon? Isn't it Talon's turn?
Oh yes, sorry, Talon. Talon, you went down and then you felt something bonk your head and got up. Or at least you're slightly healed. You're muted.
Thank you. Yep. Here's a tough thing, 'cause I would love to pick up the rock, but I probably don't even know the rock exists.
Nope.
So I think Talon is going to use a bonus action to disengage.
Okay.
He is then going to make his way, I guess, to the door.
Okay.
But while he's running, because talking is a free action, he's going to say in his head to Zarin, kind of like, don't be surprised, and verbally to Mint as he runs past, saying, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
When he gets, so that's his move action. His actual action, he's going to cast a spell. He's going to cast Silent Image on this bed, that while he ran past, he kind of like made a gesture as if he threw something.
Okay.
And a fire will erupt, a large fire on the bed.
I'm just going to adjust your movement a bit. What's your total movement is 40?
Yep.
So half your movement, unfortunately, is getting.
Oh, that's right. Yes, because I got up. Yes, of course.
So
Thank
you would get to about. Yeah, you're right between Zarin and Mint. Did you want to change where you put the?
Well, yeah. Well, now I'm not sure if I'm going to do that, because the idea was. Yeah, I guess I will try to do the same thing. It's not going to have the same effect because it doesn't actually give off any heat or anything.
But still, it could be very convincing that they don't want to get hit.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to just draw people out the front door. So yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'm gonna put it on this bed here.
All right. Let me find. Oh, that sort of maybe looks like a fire. There we go. That is the fake fire. That is,
Yes,
yeah.
and the fire, it can be up to like 15 foot cube. So it's going to be, as big as reasonably possible. Like I want it to kind of grow quickly.
All right. All right. So yeah, it is getting bigger very quickly. Now, Liam.
Okay. So I think then what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to use Ray of Frost
Nice. Yeah.
through the window.
Yeah.
And I'm going to target the fire.
Ah, all right. Well, would raise work through a window? I think so, but
It just does a D8 cold.
Yep.
Do I figure that's going to break the window?
it might. Yeah.
Okay. So I just have to attack it, I take it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, if you're aiming like for the window, then no problem. If you're trying to go sort of through the window, you would probably just hit the window. So,
Okay. Yeah. Trying to go through the window, not hit Jacob, but hit the fire.
all right. You think most of its energy would probably be expended on the window itself.
All right. Well,
And,
I rolled terribly.
I mean, you are hitting an unmoving object. I'm sort of looking at the armor class of glass is 13. But I'm going to say what happens is you hit, but it's sort of an unintended effect of you hit the window, roll damage.
Okay. Do I lightly frost the window? Is that what I'm accomplishing?
It's kind of, yeah. Let's see if you potentially actually break the window and take its place with glass, or if you just frost the window. Yep, no, you break the window. So the window is definitely sort of broken. However, it didn't go any further than that, and it's now sort of encased all in ice at the same time.
Okay.
You have made a more opaque window.
Is it still a barrier, or am I going to be able to shoot a ray of frost next round?
It would be a barrier that is probably going to melt before next.
Okay.
All right. The leader definitely notices that.
I think that was the end of the round, wasn't it?
The leader goes last. I put him at the
Oh,
end.
okay, cool.
He is not liking what's going on. The fire's getting bigger. People are feeling that way. Yeah, he's definitely sort of funneling his people out towards the other end of things. Doesn't want to sort of go get most people on the other side of the fire. He's like, just get out. We'll figure this thing out once we're outside. He's going to, lead the way, jumping over some beds, so it's slightly difficult terrain. So he gets to about there on his way out of the building. Actually, I'll give him an athletics check to see if he can make it a little bit further, and he rolled very well. So I'm going to say he did his full move, and he's now on the other side. All right. Now that is the leader's turn. Darren.
Are we going to take a break?
Oh, right. Yes.
Or do you want to
It
just
is
play
a
to the
little
end?
after 9. How do people feel? Do we need a quick break, or do we want to just keep going?
Good either way.
Good.
The bathroom break might also help the people watching.
That's true. All right. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back in 5 minutes and continue on with the epicness of this fight. See you all in just a bit. Hello and welcome back to the next level. We have been bathroomed and snacked and are ready to keep going. Since I don't think we'd had any offers for what was found, I have randomly rolled something up, and we'll see if that causes any chaos as well. So, Zarin, back to you. What would you like to do?
I just saw the leader move.
Yeah.
So I know that what I assume monk is kind of next. So just in case something goes on, I'm going to bonus action insightful fighting against that that monk.
Yep.
And it is an insight check against the creature's deception.
Okay. Deception. Yep. You are very good. Yep.
So if I succeed, I can use my sneak attack against the target even if I don't have advantage on my attack roll.
Yep.
That's awesome.
You have that.
All right. At the same time, as I see everybody's kind of getting the move to go, I'm just going to hold my action, and if anybody runs after my buddy, I will strike them with sneak attack.
All right. He is going to do that. Notice there's a fire over there, so how much does he believe that that's a fire? Give me a wisdom saving throw. Talon, what's your DC and your, I'm assuming it's an illusion.
It's an illusion. I was looking at that. I don't know if that it has it. Like my spell DC is a 13.
All right. I'm going to give him sort of a wisdom save versus that just to see if he has any sense at all that this is an illusion. He seems like he does. I still got to be a little bit careful in how he moves. No.
So you have to use your action in order to examine it and then see if you can pass the DC.
All right.
But that would be their action.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So he makes it to there. So he is right next to you, Zarin, if you want to take your attack. He doesn't seem like he was necessarily coming over to attack Talon. You're not quite sure if he was doing that or just trying to get out. He's right there now, and you can sort of save your action for that purpose. So you can attack the monk.
I shall. And it's advantage because he doesn't know that I'm here.
Thank goodness.
That's good.
Thank goodness. Both sides of the die.
Nice. Yep. All right.
Okay. So a crit sneak attack. Could you refresh my memory?
Yes. So we have been rolling the dice, correct?
Correct. So we've been rolling the dice. You get that twice, but the sneak attack bonus you don't double.
Well, no, you do actually.
What?
Yeah. So all dice are doubled.
Oh.
So
It's not the add-on bonus.
no, yeah. So whatever your like bonus from dexterity to damage is, that's not doubled.
Okay.
But your regular to damage dice plus all of your sneak attack dice, you will roll twice.
Okay. Then that would be my sneak attack damage. 46 plus the 3, so just the +1.
Yep.
And on my weapon, do I get it twice or no? It's
Yep.
still just once.
Yep. All right, so 23. So you only get the +3 once. That's the
Right.
Yep. So 20 total. All right.
Nice.
Yeah, he is not looking happy. He's taking a bunch of damage and he's sort of swaying on his feet a little bit.
Surprise, mother.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're not necessarily using this rule, and I might potentially use it from time to time. You don't think you killed him, but he just seems to pass it.
Massive damage. Excellent.
Yeah. He was sort of already hurt. You did enough damage to him, and just gave him sort of a Constitution saving throw, and he's just like, nope. So he is out of the fight for now, but not dead.
And mind link to Talon saying, I got you.
Thank you.
Just give him a purple dot. Purple dot means he's best. Okay. Torok, you have a guy right in front of you, and a
Well-
fire not far beyond that.
Well, I think. How big is this guy?
He's a pretty big guy. He's human, so he's not your size, but for a human, he's on the larger end of things. He's probably
Okay,
like
then he's going.
6'6" and yeah, well
Then
built.
he's going to meet Warhammer.
Yeah.
Nice.
26.
Oh yeah, that will hit him nicely. All right.
For 8 damage.
You give him a good smash. He sort of staggers a little bit and sort of wipes it off. Yeah, does not seem to be happy at all, but yeah, still standing. Did you want to try and like? Yeah.
At this
really-
point, it would be a triggered attack of opportunity, so there's no real point.
All right. Things are gonna get really interesting soon, though. All right, the mage is going to try and athletics check, and yeah, fail. So half her move. Let's see if you 15. Let's see if we go there. So she's just on the other side of the beds, trying to get away. Cleric also did not do so well, so he's also just on the other side of the beds. And I suppose I can double move the times they're actually going. There are a bunch of potential people in their way. What would the wizard do? Actually, I know exactly what the wizard would do. The wizard would sort of move a little bit and then realize this is stupid. I'm going to cast spell. Yep. They are surrounded by mist for a moment, and then pop over here. Actually, no. They probably wouldn't even. They don't have to go. Does it have to be a space they can see? That you can see. Yeah. So they would have to go there. Never mind. Yep.
They could go out a window.
The windows are high, so they'd be sort of looking up here and not be able to see sort of exactly where they'd be going.
Oh, okay.
They could teleport up, but then they'd be falling. Yeah, so they're just gonna go straight. That's sort of what gave them off the top of their head, and sort of still trying to move. Oh, yeah, Matt. The doesn't really have much to do, so he's just going to 15. Oh, yeah. 20. Then things get jammed up a little bit. We'll say he makes it to about there. Roughly sort of over top of his unconscious comrade. Mint. There's a whole lot of people getting really close.
So if I wanted, I would get an attack of opportunity on that person.
Yes, you haven't used your reaction. Yes, sorry, you have used your reaction because you
Oh, yeah,
rolled
yeah.
your action.
Thank you.
Okay, so seeing as there are a bunch of people that have been approaching me for the past bit, I make the decision to kind of duck underneath the bed that is directly in front of me.
Yep.
So I'm just going to
Yep.
be under this bed, and I kind of want to get to my rock, but since this fellow has now come between me and the other bed, I'm kind of concerned I can't make it, especially since there's fire there. It would probably look really odd that I jump under the bed that's on fire.
Well, I mean, you could try and go, sort of, if you're crawling, you could try and sort of go under the bed, sort of you're on, but sort of more towards the wall, and sort of keep along the wall, and then sort of try and come in a little bit. So sort of go.
Yeah,
a
so
long
if
way
I can
around.
like sneak closer to the wall,
Yep.
if I can kind of make it without being noticed,
Yeah.
and
Give me,
just
stealth check as you're sort of crawling along. You're small. There's smoke filling up the space.
Okay, I am at disadvantage because of my armor.
I'm gonna negate that just because there's enough distraction going on.
Okay, so it's just a straight up roll then.
Yeah.
I do have +5 then. It's like a +5 with disadvantage normally.
Yeah.
Okay, so fingers crossed, guys. 10?
No. Yay. Yeah. You're fairly certain the one you crawled past noticed you were there and didn't really care.
Wants to save his own skin. Okay, that's
you
good.
want to
I'll
go
take that.
further into the weird fiery bits, then sure. Yeah. You could try and double move. You're not really doing anything else.
No, I'm trying to just get to where the rock is and pick up. So if I can make it to where the rock is.
Yeah.
Okay. I probably don't have enough actions left though to pick it up though, do I?
No, I'm gonna say that sort of crawling is a slower
as we
movement.
can.
So yeah, that takes sort of room to get there.
That's all right. At least I'm at it again if
Yep.
it's needed.
Jacob, you have Iris nearby. There's a weirdly frosted window slowly melting next to you. What would you like to do?
I'm going to pretend to be panicked. I'm like,
Yep.
and just shout at Iris, "The fire, my love! We must get out of here! Follow me!" And I'm going to run to the other side of the back door, where the gap that's been created.
So the gap is where Torak is.
Oh, crap. Well, that is...
You could try to go over the piled up beds. There's about a 1.5 foot hole in the door that you could try to go through.
I'm not a very
Let's
strong
go through
person.
there.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
All right.
But I wanted to make it appear as if I'm trying to rescue Iris.
Yep. Yeah, just give me, we'll call it an acrobatics check to sort of shimmy through. Sort of, you have to, a bit of athletics to get it sort of up on the beds and otherwise shimmy through. We'll call it athletics or acrobatics as well. Nice. Yep. So you managed to sort of get up and sort of, squeeze yourself a little bit and sort of shimmy through. It is not comfortable. You've got some splinters, but yeah, you are sort of just coming out on the other side of the door. You did roll a 20, so yeah, you can even sort of land on your feet on the other side of the door. You're not sort of head first, sort of heading to the ground. All right. I'm going to call that your action.
Yeah. And also, so have I noticed as I get here? Do I notice any effect that my sound effect has had?
Yeah. So now that you're on the other side of the door, there definitely seems to be some people sort of gathering. Perhaps probably because of the fire, perhaps probably because of the sound effect. But yeah, there's definitely sort of a. You don't know if they're the sort of people that are gonna call a fire brigade or even help, but there's sort of some shadowy figures that are sort of coming out from the darkness going, man, what's going on here? So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, he just wants to get past Brock and through the door. How about you can shoving a creature. Must be in yep. Athletics. Yep. Okay. So Torak, there's a contested athletics check as the guy in front of you is trying to desperately push his way out. He doesn't seem to be too concerned with attacking you, just wants to get out. Oh, he is apparently slightly panicked at the moment, didn't roll great, so give me an athletics check. Or athletics or acrobatics. I'm assuming for you you'd want athletics.
Yeah, I've got a really good athletics bonus.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I'm going to make this your choice. It's not that you stop him, but do you want to stop him, or do you want to go out with him and be in control of the situation?
Now, I have seen that Jacob's right there.
Yeah.
I think I'll go out with him so
Yeah.
that the doorway's clear for Jacob.
Yeah. All right. So he does sort of push you out, and you're sort of otherwise, yeah, you're not sort of quite that close, but yeah, he just sort of managed to get you out the door and also there. And Jacob is sort of also just, we'll put Jacob just slightly behind as well. So yeah, they're sort of together. Iris. Come back, my love. Yep. So she does not so much wiggle through the crack in the door as like throw some beds aside and just sort of throw the door aside, and yeah, is sort of on your tail. She used athletics to very much sort of bowl through a lot of what was there very successfully, and is otherwise right behind you.
Okay.
Talon.
Talon is still going to just I guess Talon has to. This is only this bad guy here, and then he's gonna have to go past that person if he's going to leave.
Yeah. Now, you can give me an insight check. These people are not necessarily concerned with fighting you right now. That is relatively obvious. But well, yeah, you can sort of make your own decision.
You say let Talon see if it's that obvious to him.
Well, we'll make the insight check more of a, yeah, are you, yeah, so it's, you don't think they want to fight you, but you're not quite sure what you want to do about that. That makes sense. So if they will still potentially attack you or not, given the chance, yeah.
All right, I will. Yeah, I guess Talon just wants to get like outside the door.
Yeah.
So he's going to move here and see whether he gets attacked while he moves.
All right. He is not attacked. They again are sort of concerned with other things. They're not. They are paying attention to you.
Mhm.
But if you're just leaving, then they are not going to try and do anything about that.
Okay.
And yeah, they let you be. Which means you, if you didn't use a disengage action, then you still have an action.
I will just. I'll just hold my like I'll just stay there.
Okay. You're outside, like, okay, good. I'm outside, I'm safe, that's all I need to know for now. My own.
Okay. How clear is that doorway now?
Which one?
The door that's now full of people.
Oh,
Right?
yes.
She bowled through the barricades.
Yeah.
How clear is that doorway?
It is otherwise full of people, but it is mostly clear of debris. There's probably like a bed that's still sort of sitting in front of it, sort of thing. But the door itself, which Torak had knocked off his hinges, has been also thrown aside. So there's a decent opening there.
Okay, but there is a bed still there in the
Yeah.
way. All right. My window is now clear?
Yep.
Okay. Then I'm basically just going to kind of pop in that window.
All right.
Oh,
I forgot to grow the fire on its turn.
so it's really big now?
It's growing quite well. And actually, I'm going to move it over just a little bit. Give it a 60% chance. Yep. So it's actually standing that way too because it hit the oil on the other bed. So.
Okay, so we have a full-on, like,
yeah,
this building is on fire now.
Yeah. And actually,
Has it reached the roof? Is the roof
oh
on
yeah,
fire?
the roof, the
The
roof,
roof. The
the
roof.
roof
Roof
is
is
on
on
fire.
Thank you.
Yep.
Iris has taken some burn damage.
All right, I'm gonna regret this a lot.
Yeah.
But in my most imperious tone, I'm commanding them to clear that doorway, like clear the bed from that doorway and get out of the way.
Okay.
And then I am misty stepping over here.
Yeah. All right.
Inside, or you're still on the roof?
Oh no, I'm inside the building. And I am commanding them to get that doorway clear of debris and get out of the, like, clear that bed and get out of the way.
Okay. You give me an intelligence check.
But I have a cunning plan.
Yes, Baldur.
Your plan may not have all the information yet.
Yay!
However, in this
I rolled
case-
terribly.
You don't need all the information when you've got a cunning plan. So,
Exactly.
all right, good to know.
That was the one time I wanted to fail an intelligence check, so I'm really glad that I did. I'm like, no, I want to do my plan, Rob. I'm gonna do it.
All right, sounds good. This.
Can I roll a persuasion check or something?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Give me a persuasion for getting these people out of the way.
Okay. Hopefully I roll well on this one.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Darn it!
Oh, it's better.
None of us can persuade or intimidate anybody right now.
Pretty sure because
it's-
it's not a 1 and they're already leaving the building, you're good.
Yeah, it's whether or not they take the bed with them.
That's the important thing. I want them, like, they need to clear the bed out of that doorway.
All right. There's a fire between you and them, so you're not quite sure what happens, but yes. Let's see.
I'm gonna hope for the best.
Yep. The leader sort of sees you pop in next to him, like, "You want to be in here?" Well, it's like, all right.
I am facing the door.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm facing away from them.
And I'm assuming you're not taking an attack of opportunity as this guy runs away.
Oh, not at all. I'm not
Yep.
paying any attention to him whatsoever.
Zarin, you can take an attack of opportunity as he goes past you if you like.
I will not.
Actually, he's going to double move. And yeah, sort of encouraging, like, everybody, come on, let's get out of here. This has not gone well for anybody.
No.
I mean,
Uh,
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it is your turn. Zarin, what would you like to do?
Can I perceive if the long white-haired fellow is going to make an attempt to help his friend out of the building, or if it looks like they're just booking it?
That is, yes, give me a perception check. Actually, insight would be the actual check. See what.
Nice.
Yes, you believe that he is going to try to help his
I will take my movement in action to start helping that person out.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I will simply appear from the shadows
Yep.
and start picking up and moving that guy as much as I can.
All right. We'll say that moving them, you're sort of moving half speed, but you can also move double, which gets you your full sort of 30 feet.
So that would be out.
5, 10, 15, 20. Yep, exactly. So you're going to help this guy as well.
Yep.
There you go.
And I make sure that I am fully seen doing this.
Yep. The guy's like, okay, you sort of came out of nowhere and you're helping us. Good. Good. You keep
Yes.
doing that.
Excellent.
All right. Torak, you heard Leon's call to clear the doorway. Up to you if you choose to do that or not.
Well, I think there's 2 people I have to clear before I clear the doorway.
Yeah, there's that. You can also just leave. You're not quite sure if they will try to attack you They seem more concerned at the moment with just getting away. So they may not attack you if you are also just trying to get away.
Well, maybe then. Now, if I try to step to the side to let them pass, it will trigger an attack of opportunity.
No, actually.
No?
Like if you just step, well, it's sort of, you step here, it wouldn't trigger from this guy. It would eventually trigger from Iris. But you can try and see what happens.
But is that a 5-foot step, or does that exist in?
That's not a thing in 5th edition.
I think at this point, Turok will try that and
Okay.
just.
Yep. Iris is not trying to attack you. She is focused on Jacob, and yeah, doesn't care that the giant dragonborn is getting out of the way. Yep. You move and are fine. You have an action if you want to try to do it.
So she's still focused on
Jacob. Yep.
Jacob. Okay, I don't like that.
Not necessarily in a bad way, but definitely focused on Jacob.
I'll actually, for now, I'll hold my action.
Yeah, that's fine. What action are you holding? You do need to decide that.
It'll be probably at this point. He's thinking there may be a moment he'll need to attack Iris, depending on her.
So attacking Iris if she's trying to, otherwise it's gone with Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Which gets out of the building. Yep. Cleric. Mostly of the building actually say double moves. So he's out. Mint.
I pick up the rock.
You have a rock.
It's what I came to this spot for.
Can you smell what the rock is nimble?
All right. And I don't really see any of my friends unconscious around me, so I pocketed it.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm just pulling up the map again. There it is.
Yep.
Okay. And I am looking to see. There's really nobody near me except for Leon.
Nope.
Okay. Everybody else is fleeing, and the fire is kind of between us and escaping. So I yell at Leon that we need to escape out the back door and to grab my hand.
All right, so you're gonna stick around and sort of reserve your action for helping Leon out.
Yeah, I'm gonna lead Leon out.
Jacob.
Okay, first I'm gonna take my bonus action to cast Healing Word on Iris.
Nice.
I think it's a D4 plus 4.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
Give me a D20 roll.
Is that a touch spell?
It's not actually.
It's not.
All right.
No.
Cool. And anything else?
What I'll likely try to do, so here's my intent, and then we'll see what happens. I would like to try and move around the corner.
Yep.
Once I get there, identify people that are milling about.
Yep.
Stand within them so that they're not looking at the fire, I assume, and not me. And
Yep.
cast Disguise Self, dropping my height 1 foot and looking like an old lady.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Nice. All right.
5, 10, 15. So somewhere in here in this area.
All right. In a sec, I will some willing people. Townsfolk. There we go.
This indicates I look old. The little skull and crossbones.
And your name is now Gertrude.
go. So yes, there's been a couple of people that have sort of come out, and we sort of burned up with them. No, it's one of the guys from the. Anyway. Yeah. So you look very different.
An old man playing an accordion.
Yes.
Does
Calling
Mama
the
have a
fire
squeeze
brigade.
box?
And a polka plays out amongst the people. What?
That's how they call the fire brigade in this.
So this one sort of thug sort of exits the building, tripping over his own feet, landing sort of face first in the sort of mud of the street, and then slowly picking himself up and sort of looking around. Sees the Dragonborn, is like, you didn't see anything, and just keeps going. So yeah, that'll be about 15 feet. Iris sort of comes out and looks for you. And give me, Jacob, a perception check. A little ways away, there's a lot of other stuff going on, just to see what you hear. Okay. You don't catch much, but you hear sort of, you definitely see Iris sort of, putting an arm out to sort of the other large fellow, and you get the sense that even though she can't see you, she's looking for you, but not necessarily in a bad way. Like she wanted to find you to talk to you. But yeah, sort of not seeing you around, she actually seems a little bit relieved, and sort of I was like essentially as if she's indicating to let you go.
She forgot to get your number.
Yeah. Oh, right. And so the element that Leon, unfortunately, you did not consider in your plan is that the fire grows every turn. And it does that now.
Uh-oh.
It'll be fine.
I'm okay with this.
Oops.
Am I taking fire damage?
You were taking a little bit of fire damage, yes.
I'm okay with this. I have a spell for just such an occasion.
All right. You take, ouch, 11 points of fire damage.
I'm not as okay with this. That was not part of my plan. Give me a second here.
Yep. And it's actually Talon's turn first. Before you go, Talon, did you want to do anything?
Talon's just gonna kind of keep observing, maybe, seeing that Zarin is there and he's brought this monk.
Yep.
And his friends have all left the monk here.
Yep.
But he'll just kind of keep like looking inside and kind of seeing what's going on. He knows Mint's in there and he sees Leon as well.
Yep.
So he's just sort of there with Zarin, but just watching.
Okay. So yes, Leon, it is your turn.
Oh, boy.
Okay. So it's okay because I only took 5 of that damage
Nice.
because I cast Absorb Elements and I absorbed the fire, and now a melee attack will do an extra 1d6 fire damage, which is not what I do. Okay.
Just punch the fire.
Now, Rob, I know that you're going to think this is a terrible plan, and at the start it is, but in the end it's going to be good. I know it's
Come
going to get
with
worse.
me.
I know it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Oh, fireball.
Okay? Gust of wind,
Let's leave together.
10 foot wide. Okay,
Yep.
10 foot wide, 60 feet long.
Yep.
Just constant blowing wind out the door.
Oh,
That's why I
I
wanted
did
it
forget
to
to
be clear.
mention, you didn't see it, but yes, Iris did remove the bed when she.
Yay.
All right,
So yeah, and I'm just gonna stay here, and I know that it's gonna make the fire worse, adding the wind to it at first, but because it's sustained, and then on later rounds as I concentrate, then I'm just going to be also using Ray of Frost to like find the areas that seem like they're the worst, particularly the ceiling, and Ray of Frost, Ray of Frost, Ray of Frost, Ray of Frost every round as I'm keeping this sustained 60-foot long wind that
Okay.
so It disperses gas or vapor. It extinguishes candles, torches, and similar unprotected flames. It causes protected flames, such as those of lanterns, to dance wildly and has a 50% chance to extinguish them. So I know it's not going to, in the short term, put this out. My hope is that it will control it, that with being able to have this be sustained, while then I'm also using Ray of Frost to target the worst areas of flame, that I will actually be able to fight the fire in the long term.
All right. Torok, would you
Would I be able to use the rest of the turn I was holding to run away?
Yeah, actually, no.
No?
No,
Because I wanted Leon
your
to come
action
with me.
was specifically to wait for Leon and help them out. Leon did not come, so you're like, ah! Yeah, you're left hanging.
Oh, jeez.
So you get to see my act of courage. Yay!
Yes, Jacob and Torok, what you see is a massive, like, flamethrower of fire sort of come out the door and out the end of the building. Both Iris and the other guy are sort of engulfed in it for a moment.
Yeah!
Before it sort of dissipates into smoke.
And all you hear is Torok yell. All you hear is Torok yell, "Not that kind of dragon."
Yeah, and that definitely sort of fans the flames for a moment, but does seem to sort of have this sort of consistent pushing them in that direction effects, which is also sort of sucking some of the outside stuff in. So it is at least funneling it in a direction. So yep, I get what you're doing.
Awesome.
All right, so our leader here, he is he turns to Zarin and Talon and is just like, I don't know who you are. I don't care. I don't even know if I should thank you or curse you for what just happened, but we're going now. Don't follow us. And yeah, he sort of, waits to gather his group together. And unless anybody wants to sort of specifically engage in other elements of combat, I'm going to otherwise remove initiative, unless people, they are no longer essentially trying to attack you or otherwise engage. So they're just going to be moving away. You can let me know if you change that.
I'm just going to run out of the building at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before the guy leaves, I'm just going to, like, he says he's going to leave, but I'm just going to say leave and never come back. However he interprets that, I said it.
Like, sounds like a brilliant idea. Wish I could. And yeah, just starts.
While that's happening, I'm going to blend into the crowd and make my way back onto the roof where I was and continue my job of watching them and seeing where they go.
Yep.
And I will let Talon know that, well, that was fun. Back to work.
Talon emphatically thanks you very much for the help.
But I'll double back here in a little while once I see where they go, and maybe we can catch up for a bit.
All right. So otherwise, they sort of make their way sort of around. Jacob, you can see them coming. They don't seem to register that you're there in hiding the crowd. They connect back up with with Iris and the other fellow. And they're sort of looking around, and you can see the leader is just furious, but sort of resigned to what happened, and they are just otherwise like, well, I guess we'll stay somewhere else tonight. Most of their equipment just got burned up, but yeah, they're feeling not too happy with you at the moment, but they don't have you, and they sort of start to make their way off to other parts of the city. A fire brigade does start to arrive. So the river is only about 50 feet away, so a lot of people are sort of starting to bring buckets and throw water on. Leon, your plan does work. You essentially, it's sort of the main gust of wind is sort of drawing the main fire in, but also then sort of blowing it so hard that it's sort of, it blows it out, but then doesn't really have anything to do out there. It doesn't have anything other fuel to burn once it's outside. And yeah, you get bits of rays of frost just to calm down, and the water coming on. You managed to pretty much save the other half of the building. This half of the building is toast, but yeah. All right.
I wasn't able to save this half of the building.
No, the fire had mostly destroyed it even before you started.
Okay. I think I misjudged how bad this fire was. But at least I saved the building.
Yeah. Well, I
And
decided
prevented
that,
it spreading.
yeah, once it started, yeah, you essentially kept it from spreading to other buildings.
And once I see their group go away, I'll keep my eye, like, probably Torok will be the one that I see the most, so I'll make my way to him and expire the spell and come out of hiding.
You definitely get the sense that Iris would like to see you again. I don't know what she wants to say, but she would probably like to see you again.
How long does it take to get the fire really under control? Like at what point? Because Gust of Wind lasts for 1 minute. I can cast it a second time if I need to, if I think that that's going to be required to keep the fire under control. I just want to know how many second level spells I have left.
It would probably take 2 of them. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep. So yeah, fire dies down. You guys you managed to get back together as a group. Yeah, Zarn keeps doing his job and following these people and sort of seeing what they're doing. So we're going back to that. And yeah, we're sort of getting close to an end time, but is there sort of anything you wanted to sort of as you're regrouping do or sort of talk about?
My plan is to, once I know where they're settled, to eventually make my way back to try and talk to my buddy.
Yeah, so we'll get to that in a sec. So for the rest of the group, anything?
I might look. Oh,
Yep.
Go ahead.
So I'm definitely suggesting that we head back because I need to get my money back. But I'm also asking Jacob. So are you dating someone from the Empire? I heard you tell someone that you love them.
She made an impression on me. I was trying to get away, but something about that woman.
Was this a lover's quarrel? Did you owe them money? Why?
Oh, no. These wanted to kidnap me because they wanted an artificer to work for the Empire.
What? They wanted an artificer?
Yeah, well, most of the masters are in hiding right now. It was kind of dumb of me to go and publicly brag about being an artificer, given the state of world events, but I was flush with money and feeling good about life.
Why would they want an artificer?
I don't know. Or do I know?
No, even my own would know.
I realize that. I think after everything that's happened, especially now that I'm like singed with fire and everything, that there's probably at least a hint of scorn that comes through as like a why would they want an artificer?
Yeah, you would understand that artificers help make their sort of weapons of war and that sort of thing. Sort of the engineers behind a lot of those things.
Oh yes, of course.
Anybody else have any sort of, as you're regrouping, any other comments?
I would probably take a moment just to kind of sift through the working part of the build, still standing, just to see if there's any equipment that we could.
What you find underneath one of the beds is this decrepit, sort of shrunken in on itself, mummified goblin hand.
Oh.
Okay.
You definitely find that. It of the sort of 4 fingers, 2 of them seem to be sort of curled down. There's sort of one finger and a thumb left, or 2 fingers and a thumb left that sort of are sort of outstretched. Yeah, not quite sure where that came from. Not quite sure if it was theirs or if it was just discarded somehow in here. But yeah, you have a mummified goblin hand.
Okay. And during the next little bit, if I have time, I will ritually cast detect magic and then identify.
All right.
Later.
Yeah. But yes, Zarin, you do follow them. They sort of go to the opposite side of the alley, find sort of a rundown place to stay. That's again just sort of another boarding house, and yeah. Some of them at least still have some funds on them. At least like the leader sort of was the most had the most wherewithal and sort of had collected some things before things got too crazy. So they've just purchased things there, and they're otherwise sort of staying there tonight. So yeah, if you wanted to circle back to town, you can do that.
And Talon will stick around here. If Leon's going back to his place, he'll wait because he knows that Zero will be back.
Well, you were all potentially going to be going back to Leon's place to talk to Morgan,
Yes.
which is still several hours away.
Yeah. So Talon will at least, looking at knowing what time it is roughly, will at least wait until Zarin comes back.
Yep.
So they can sort of have a chat before he goes and rejoins them.
Yeah. So what would you like to say?
Again, thank you for all the assistance. That was much messier than I expected.
Well, that's because you took the lead. And remember that time about 8 months ago where kind of the same-ish thing happened? I mean, I'm not going to hold it against you because whatever. It's
No,
fine.
but remember, there was one time it worked.
Okay,
Mostly
but
worked. It mostly worked.
mostly. I'll give you that.
Yes.
It mostly worked.
All right.
But they were really old. So yeah, like, where have you been? It's been a week.
So Gildy came because Gildy asked for a favor and asked for me to accompany her and others out into the Shadow Forest, and that took roughly a week or so. And when I returned, I found out that Morgan apparently has disappeared, and we were actually looking for Morgan when suddenly one of this group, which is the group that went to the Shadow Forest, sensed that one of their group or one of the people we met was in trouble, and that brought us here. Very strange situation, I understand.
Looking for Morgan, you say?
Yes. I've spoken to Gildy. I've spoken to a few. No one seems to have seen him.
Halfling? That Morgan?
That's the one.
The one that everybody is looking for?
Yes, everyone is looking for Morgan.
Well, yeah, sure. I can let you know. So here's the deal. Whenever you left, something went down. Something was stolen, and they started suspecting that it was an inside job.
Mm-hmm.
So first, hey, you left, but of course, I mean, I vouched for you, and they did some research and said, "Oh no, you left before, so you were cleared." I mean, number one, obviously, and then apparently they're thinking that it was Morgan who stole this. And that was the last rumor that I got from Mordai, is that it was found that the City Watch were they were called to this tavern, the Muse, the Muse, the one, Minstrel's Muse, yes. And so Mordai got this, and he sent Dax and Kavash over to try and find Morgan, just to kind of get some answers for what's going on, because it seems that he's the one who stole from Kayinsa.
Yeah, so Talon, you'd be familiar with Kayinsa in the Syndicate. She is the head of the human smuggling sort of part of the business, and has a large collection of various different items she's collected. She sort of has an eye for things that she considers to be beautiful, and has a sort of, her room is decorated with tapestries and all of these various different types of artwork and other elements. So.
Well, when I returned, Mordai did seem to indicate that Morgan was somehow involved in some theft, but everyone I've talked to, no one has said what it was. And it was Dax that I bumped into outside of Morgan's place before, wasn't it?
No, that was just a generic spy who told you about Dax.
Gotcha. Okay, sir.
Well, I'm gonna just make sure that nobody else is around us.
Yep.
If I can do that.
Yep. Yeah, you take a look around, and like you definitely sort of pull Talon away. As far as you can tell, yeah, you're sort of out of earshot of everyone else.
So the word is, he stole her prized possession. I don't know how much you know about her, since I mean she's not in our side, but yeah, stupid piece of. He stole her statue of the Reveler, which is, I don't know. Have you heard of this? Do you know about her collections? Do you know what she goes for, what she keeps?
I mean, I know she's got a collection of art and a bunch of different things. I don't know specifics. I don't.
This is way out there. It's of the goddess, the Reveler, and it's actually made from this weird alloy. It's kind of like a platinum mithril glowing illumium or something. Anyway, it is basically priceless, and I have no idea what could have possessed Morgan to even think about trying to steal this from her, and think that he's gonna, number one, get away, number two, live more than 10 seconds after he's found. Like, I don't know what went on, but this is what I've heard. I've been sent to check out these guys, so I've been checking out these Empire guys because they were looking shady, so just making sure, maybe it was one of them. But then we got word that it was probably Morgan and that he was at the tavern. So that's where Dax and Kavash are, like, off to, I don't know, some, like, pretty much now probably, or if they're not already there.
Oh my goodness. I mean, Morgan. I mean, Morgan has always been looking for a big score and kind of wanting to leave, but that sounds way bigger than Morgan can handle.
This is way bigger than anybody can handle. You're trying to steal the most prized possession from one of the bosses of the syndicate. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what else you could do to have a bigger death wish.
Oh my goodness. Well, I said we as this group were going to go back to the Minstrel's Muse because actually one of the group was going to meet someone there. So conveniently, there might be a group together to try to help. But I mean, if the amount of heat on Morgan is what it is, I don't think that there's much we can do. But
if you're going back to the tavern, I mean, I'll trail behind you, but I'm not going to be seen coming in with you. If anything, I mean, I don't know, I might touch base with Dax or something if Mordai even wants me to do that. I don't know, but
yeah,
I'll go see what's up. And I mean, if you're going back to the tavern, keep a really low profile, because remember, they haven't seen you either for the last week. And although the word was that they're not looking for you at all because of when you left and when the item was stolen, but you know how Kavash can be. He doesn't really care about that. He'll just go for you anyway and ask questions later.
Yeah, I mean, I told Mordai that I would look for Morgan, but yeah, that's not going to help here. So
No.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I can definitely do what I can to stay out of sight and see what's going on. But Morgan, what'd you do?
If they find him there,
Huh?
you know.
Yeah, that. I know. I spoke to Brado, and Brado said that that they wanted to get out of town, but didn't get the impression that Morgan had figured that out yet. So
I don't know.
but
You know
yeah,
me. I'm a hey. If he made his choice, he's gotta suffer the consequences.
Yeah, no, I appreciate your discretion, your help, and yeah, I wouldn't want to get involved. And Morgan's a bit, I'm a bit closer to Morgan than you are, and I don't want to get that close to this. So
Ooh,
I
no,
appreciate it,
no.
but yeah, you definitely stay out, and I will do what I can to keep out of it. And if I find Morgan, I'll try to get them to just hopefully hide out and not draw any attention to themselves. I don't know what to do. This is bad.
Just yeah, yeah. This
And I think, Talon, you'd heard the name Kavash before and not quite registered other than dangerous. So now in full context, and hearing that this was stolen from Kyensa, Kavash is Kyensa's sort of enforcer, and one of her sort of chief guards is a red half dragon, and yeah, sort of a very nasty folk.
Oh, good. Sounds easy.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, it sounds like Talon, and so I don't know if everyone else was still around while we were having this conversation.
not
They're
within
probably,
earshot.
yeah,
Well, not within
close by,
earshot.
but not within earshot. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it sounds like Talon will rejoin them. Zarin, I guess, is going to discreetly sort of.
I'm just going to report back
Yeah.
to Mordai as per usual, and if something brings me over towards the tavern, just out of curiosity to see what's going on, it does. Otherwise, I mean, I'll catch you. I'll catch you around.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Thanks, man.
I'm going to take that moment while that conversation is going on to
Yeah.
the other three that are here, Leon, Torok, and Mint, and kind of after everything is settled and saying, so I'm curious, how did you know I was in danger, and how did you know where to find me?
For the record, as soon as we had an opportunity, I would be heading back to my place, assuming that everyone's going to be coming along with me.
So you're just heading out, assuming people are following along behind.
Well, we did promise Leon that we would take care of that once we'd
Yeah.
saved Jacob. So yeah.
I need to find
I
out
know
about
that-
that, but I would go back with them. Anyways, so yeah, anyways,
Sure.
that's the question.
Yeah, so how did you find out?
So Torok had
that the vision.
Vision?
he gets
Wow.
them sometimes.
And you actually thought to come back and rescue me?
Why wouldn't I?
I am in your debt, sir. And I feel I may need to stay close. And once I hear about the going back to the thing, I will. But I'll also mention I probably need to go close up shop. Because, well, the leader of their group knows that I have a stand in the marketplace. So I need to go take care of that, and I will meet you all back at there. But I want you to know, I sincerely thank you for saving my life. And I am in your debt.
Is it safe for you to go to the cart on your own?
That is a good question. I was just thinking of abandoning it, but I want to see if I can bribe a few people to forget me.
You figure that you don't know whether they would have gone there directly now. You figure maybe if you go now and take the cart, then you might have a chance of sort of at least getting some stuff off of it, if not through the whole cart. You are aware that there's a bit of a yard around the Napping Gnome where you were also staying, so potentially you could try to move it there.
I may even abandon the cart.
Yeah. All right.
My concern is just so my concern will be between episodes to quickly now just take care of that. I'll go talk to the colonel. We'll bribe him. We'll bribe the person that's been renting from, assuming they're open or I know how to get to them. And then I'm not going to go back to them. And then I'll head back to the Napping Gnome.
Well, so would you head back to the Napping Gnome, or would you go with everyone else back to
Oh, sorry. The The other place.
The Muse, yeah.
Yeah, the Muse. Sorry, I got
Alright.
confused.
What time of day is it now?
It is probably about 9-ish.
Okay. Was the how late is the House of Wands open?
You figure it's well closed by this point.
It's closed?
Yeah.
All right. I just head back home.
All right, so yeah, you head back to the Muse. Everyone else in tow. Talon's also coming along, and Zarn, yeah, eventually sort of following in the distance quietly, keeping an eye on things. But yeah, we will leave it there. We'll pick up next week. And thank you very much. Thank you, Steve, for joining us this time around, and glad to have you. That was a lot of fun. So
was,
you
thank
have been
you.
our very first guest star.
Guest star.
And
That's right.
Best player.
So humble.
thank you to everybody for watching us tonight, and we shall see you next week on the next level. Take care.
Yeah.